Hey everybody, in this video we are dividing complex numbers. So this is where things get a little interesting. There's a lot more stuff going on that we need to be careful, right? And we need to understand what it is to divide. Okay, so fractions are division, and that the fact that this is written as a fraction alone is implying that, yeah, sure, whatever it is we're doing is division. However, to take it a little further is that we cannot have I in the denominator and we have to rationalize the answer. That's really what it comes down to. We need to rationalize our denominator. So how do you rationalize a denominator when there's I on bottom? Well, I just talked about it in the last video. I just got us ready, right? So I'm going to put some parentheses around over here. And what I'm going to do is deal with that I down there by multiplying on top and bottom by 5 plus I. We just saw in example 5 that when you multiply a complex number by its conjugate, also known as a complex conjugate, wild, I know, mathematicians naming stuff, so simple, so obvious, right? A complex conjugate, when we use that, we are going to be left with a denominator that does not have I in it, and it's that simple. So how do I handle this? On top, we're going to do what we always do. We're going to be good students and FOILs. So first times first, we have 15. Outer, I have plus 3i. Inner, I have plus 10i. I'm squashing it stacked like I always do. Last times last is plus 2i squared. I squared is -1, like we mentioned earlier, right? I squared is -1. We don't leave I squared in our final answer. So that means plus 2i squared is -2 when I swap that out. And then that all becomes my new numerator, which is 13 plus 13i over. And then my denominator, 5 times 5 is 25. Outer, well, I'm going to get plus 5i. Inner, I'm going to get minus 5i, and that'll go away. If you can remember that that will always go away, you could basically skip that step, but don't start skipping outer and inner all the time like a weirdo because they don't always cancel out. And then minus I squared. But like we said, I squared is -1. So if it's minus -1, that becomes plus 1. And then that becomes 26 in our denominator. Okay. Now, can I clean that up a little? You bet your butt. So what I can do is I can kind of reduce pretzel style, right? So that means I will be left with 1/2 plus 1/2 I. You could write it that way. Totally acceptable. We love that. It's cute, right? Another way, so let's box that off. To be honest, I probably wouldn't really write it like that myself if it were up to me, but I guess that if I'm following directions, that is standard form. But I would probably just leave my answer as 1 plus I over 2. That is the same answer right there. There's nothing wrong with that. If you ask me, that is also, oh, hello, too low. That is also totally fine. Okay. So either one is good. That's good. That's good. I guess this one is technically more standard form, so whatever, right? This is standard form, that's what I mean. Okay, so if we have a binomial down there, that's how you're going to handle it, but both answers really represent the same thing. If it says to put it in standard form, I guess that other one is more correct. Here, if I multiply on top and bottom by I am left with 3i on top and really I squared on bottom, but the bottom is really -1. 3i over -1 gives us -3i. That's it. You're done. We divided. So do you have to do long division or anything like that? No, that's not what is happening here, right? That's not what's happening. It is simply by divide. It probably means to cut it right to the chase, right? If it says to divide, it probably means rationalize the denominator, and then you're done. So -3i, and we're done. Okay. So if you got it good, go ahead, thumbs up on the video, mark it that you know you already watched it, took your notes and did your homework, whatever it was. And if you don't got it, give it a thumbs down. And so I know that this is something that needs more attention. or leave a comment or a question underneath, and I will get to as soon as possible. Check the playlist on the screen for maybe more of what you're looking for. And that's it for now. Adios.